back to Lex Reads. So in today's video, I always say I'm excited about the videos, but I really am. But in this video, the reason why I'm excited is because I've read some books by some Black authors in the genre of romance. And when I tell you, I have loved every minute of it, and I have a couple to share with you guys because, again, I have just been having a ball. You guys know I always say if I'm in a reading slump, it's either African literature or urban fiction that gets me out of that slump. Now I'm going to add romance, and specifically Black romance. So let's just get started. Okay, so the first two are by Alexandria House. Now, I did a video, oh Lord, like a year ago. I'll link it down below. I am reviewing her series, the Roma University series, which is fantastic. It's 3 books in the series. And you can read them like standalones. And that was like the first introduction to her literature that I had, read and just absolutely loved it. So the first one is called Should Have Been, and that is a short story. And it's about Claudette and Truth. Now, they are both in relationships when they meet each other, but the relationships are just not good. You have Claudette, who is in a abusive relationship, and then you have Truth, who I think he's married, and his wife comes from a family that has wealth, has some power, some prestige. So, he kind of marries into that. They start talking and things develop. And again, it's a short story. It's real short and sweet, but it's so good. And for this, I listened to this one, and it's about like an hour and something. So it's real quick. But it's satisfying. You get everything that you need from it. Love it. And then the second book by her is called Believe in Me. Now, I believe that is actually a series. Let me just confirm. But it's one of those series where you can like read it, like a standalone. And this is book number 2, and there's 3 books in the series. And so this book is talking about Renee. Renee has just gotten out of a horrible marriage. Her husband has been unfaithful, he trifling, all of that. And she meets a man named Lorenzo. But he like everybody to call him Ro. He is like fine, he got it going on, he got money. I mean, he just, girl. So she's like, oh, I like him, I'm attracted to him, but like I'm still in this situation, you know what I mean? She's not fully divorced. She's like, getting a divorce. Or like they're in, court right now, and her husband holding up. He's just a jerk. Things happen and you see how it goes. Again, I'm being real around the bush because I do not want to give it away. I want you to experience everything that this writer has to offer because she just knows how to tell a good story. I mean, point blank, period. I love her dialogue. So I am thinking I'm going to read the first and the third book. And again, these are like standalone. So, you can read one book and don't have to read the other. So I know the first one is called Stay With Me. And that is I know the first one is called Stay With Me. And that is about Angela. And then the third one is called Be With Me. And that is about Nicole. And again, they're sisters, and I believe Renee is the oldest. Okay, so that is the Alexandria House. The next book that I read, which is an Audible original stories, I really like those. It's called Son of a Beach. It's a play on words. It's by Mia Sosa, and this is about a woman named Naomi who works in, I believe like in a magazine or whatever. She works with a magazine. I believe she's like an editor. And then you have a man named Donovan who he don't really do his work. He's kind of lackluster. He don't really be doing his stuff right. And so her boss is like, well, I need you to kind of look after him. And they don't get along. He's real condescending. He don't really like her. Her boss has asked her to like tag along on that trip to kind of keep eyes on him. And so they go to, oh, I forgot. Where do they go? Somewhere like Costa Rica or somewhere, some little island or whatever. And yeah. Yeah. Now it's the Audible original shorts, so it's like what, 2 hours or something like that. So yeah, it's a short story, and it was really good. I liked it. It was cute and sweet. So yeah. And next, I listened to Full Figure. You guys know I've talked about those so many times. Full Figure, it's they are, what do you call it? Like anthology. So it's Carl Weber presents like books. And this is Full Figure number 4. And the story is by Anna J. I really like her. And this story is called Somebody Else's Guy. That's a song, isn't it? Yeah, it is a song. And it's about Valencia and Sean. What was this one about? This one, oh, Somebody Else's Guy. Oh, Lord, I even forgot what this was about. Oh, okay, I know what it was. Okay. So Valencia, she was married, and she currently is married, I believe. Yeah. And her husband, in the beginning, it's not a spoiler, her husband cheats on her. She finds him in a bed with some little skinny little assistant that he, works with. And he keeps on telling her, I became so unattracted to you because, you gained all this weight and you just not doing it. You know what? I'm done with you. I'm done with everything. So I'm gonna just divorce you. And she's really successful. She owns a hair salon, and it became really big because one day Patti LaBelle came up in there and needed her hair done, and then you had Miss Patty up in there, and it just blew up. And then she meets Sean, and he sweeps her off of her feet, and he got it going on. He's real charming, and yeah. Now, all these stories are sounding the same, but again, I'm being around the bush because I do not want to tell y'all, obviously, the ins and outs of it. Again, I want y'all to read them. But they are different, although they are sounding the same, but they are different, okay? So that one I really liked. And then, still from the Full Figure 4, Carl Presents, is a book by Natalie Weber. And that story is called 3 the Hard Way. This one I didn't really like that much. You have the main girl named Amber, or woman, and it's in the title, okay? 3 the Hard Way. So you have Stephen, who has money that she's dealing with. You have Trevor, who can put it down, okay? And then you have Robert, who is the nice guy. He has the best of all the worlds, okay? This one wasn't really hitting it. I think Amber, it's not that I didn't like her. It's really, you know what it was? It was the narrating. The audio for her voice was so, it just wasn't doing it for me. Sometimes you listen to an audiobook, the narrator can kill the story, and it's like, oh, you don't even want to read it. I think that maybe was the case with this, because it was a story that I normally like, you know what I mean? I don't know why, but sometimes I'd be liking them books where you got a little fast girl that be messing with, everybody and their mama. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's because it's entertaining. So when it was the narrating that just didn't do it for me. All right. Then next, I think this was my favorite one. It's called Coming Home by Kennedy Ryan. Also another Audible original story. And this was actually my first time reading Kennedy Ryan. Now, this was about a woman named Naomi and a man named Torre. And they were together in college, and they went to like a historical Black college. I think it's a fictional college or whatever. And he's like this prestigious journalist, and then she is a host of a morning show, and they come back together because his daughter is actually going to the school that he graduated from, and she's like homecoming queen, and he's asked to do an interview, and Naomi's interviewing him. But the catch is they haven't seen each other in over 20 years, and he kind of just like abruptly left, and she just didn't get the answers that she needed, and she's like, he just kind of cut everybody off. But when you read the story, you realize why he did that or whatever. I really, really like this book. Kennedy Ryan can write, okay? You know what? I think I am going to get, what's that book everybody was talking about? Before I Let Go or whatever. I don't like to read books when everybody else reads them. And that book was everywhere, okay? But after reading this, I said I do want to get some of her books and start reading them because she can tell a story. And that romance, she got that romance down. But this one I really, really liked so much. It just was so good. That probably was my favorite. I really like the cover. That cover is so cute. Yeah, guys, that is it for my romance. Again, I really want to start, diving deep in this genre because I really like it. I honestly do. It's still, I still love my urban fiction. I can't get rid of my urban fiction, okay? But this is like a close second. And you already know, after reading some of these romance, I got to get my feet wet with my urban fiction. I have started to read some, and of course, I'm going to share with you guys because I got some bangers when it comes to that urban fiction. Y'all know we're here for urban fiction. So, yeah, guys, that's all I have for you, and I'll be back with more Black books. Bye.